There lived a prince, a handsome man who was loved by all the maidens, but he was arrogant and full of himself, who looked down on all the villagers. He had two siblings, Ada and Nne. Since Prince Alo was the only male among his two sisters, automatically he was to inherit the kingdom after his father passed away. But Prince Alo didn't treat the villagers well, and all his subjects disliked him. Prince Alo was overly confident, and because of the avalanche of wealth his father had, it made him not to want to talk to other people because they are all in a lower cadet. He doesn't like association with his people or even strangers touching him. Whenever he travels on a chariot with his guards and maidens. Something happened one day that changed his entire life. He was riding on his chariot when he saw an old woman begging in rags for alms and obstructing his way. He stopped and asked the old woman, "Why are you blocking my convoy?" "Help me," the old woman pleaded. "I don't have money." But Prince Alo refused, saying that she should go and look for work and that she is lazy. "I have no money to give to the people like you who do not know how to work." The old woman looked up and said, "I am old, but I am not lazy. I have no one to care for me. My children are all dead." But Prince Alo responded, "You old witch, you killed all your children. Now you are out there begging for money. You want to kill me too? I won't give you any money." Prince Alo mocked her and spat on the ground, walking away in disdain. But as he was walking away, something strange happened to him. His hands became woolly and he quickly ran back to the old woman. "What have you done to me?" And the old woman laughed and told him, "I have placed a curse on you. In the morning, you will be a human being, but at night, you will change to a monster." Prince Alo became very scared and started begging the old woman, "I will give you any amount of money you want. Just remove the curse that you have placed on me." But the woman refused, saying that, "Prince Alo, you must learn to be kind and must find a lady for you to love you for who you are." And she quickly disappeared. The message got Prince Alo worried. How do I become kind overnight? I don't even know the meaning of kindness. And how do I find a woman who loves me for who I am? Because all the maidens here are after my wealth. He got upset and locked himself in the room because he was worried. How can I rule the kingdom when I am a monster at night? He didn't want to disclose his problem, not even to his parents or siblings. On the full moon at night, he stretched out his hand and sneaked outside the palace and changed into a monster, eating only grasses, just as the old beggar prophesied. Unfortunately for him, one of the guards followed him to the forest and saw him transform. He ran back and reported to his parents, who got scared, captured Prince Alo, and locked him up. But every night he turns to a monster. His parents, who was so worried, quickly summoned most of the sorcerers, but to no avail. Unless the old woman who plays the curse reverses the curse, this is how your son is going to be. Prince Alo's predicament spread like wildfire. He was so ashamed and could not come out again due to his destructive nature at night. Prince Alo was taken far away to a forest, and in that forest there was a long tower and he was locked there, pending when they find a solution to his problem. And they also believe that in that tower he won't be able to kill anyone or harm anybody. In fact, he was banished by the kingdom. After a few weeks in the tower, he transformed into a beast, but could not come out from the tower because it was high and it was locked up. Turning into a monster, he jumped up from the high tower to the ground and sustained an injury where he passed away. The next morning, he turned and transformed into a human being, but he was still very hot. The next morning, a beautiful orphan lady came to hunt for food. Ada was an orphan and she was alone. She lived with her auntie who maltreated her after the death of her parents. Since she couldn't take it anymore, she ran out and made the forest her home. That morning, Ada was busy moving around the forest, searching for food to eat for the day. She came close to the tower and saw a young man lying down unconscious. She took him inside her small hut and treated him. When Prince Alo regained consciousness, he thanked Ada for saving his life. He ate the food that Ada gave to him, and at nightfall, he told Ada that he was leaving, since he knew that at night he was going to turn to a monster and didn't want to kill her. But Ada refused and told him that wild animals might kill him. "We can actually share my small hut. Then you can leave the next morning," Ada exclaimed. After much persuasion, Prince Alo stayed back, and at night he turned to a beast. But Ada was not scared of him. The next day, he turned to a human being. He was happy that somebody accepted him finally. The next morning, he went to get firewood to cook. As he was in the forest, he saw an old woman carrying a heavy firewood. He offered to help her and took the firewood to her hut. The old woman was happy and pitied him and said, "Because of your humility, you have one task left. You must find somebody who truly loves you for who you are, and on the day of marriage, your curse will be lifted up." He was happy and sad at the same time. "Where can I see a lady that loves me so much? In my father's palace. All the maidens that usually love me have all abandoned me because they are scared that the prince has turned into a monster." But he just kept it to himself. Days, weeks passed. Prince Alo and Ada grew fond of each other. And then he asked Ada a very simple question. "Why are you not scared of me? Why have you not asked me the situation behind me turning into a monster?" And Ada replied, "I have my own story. I live in the forest. My parents were dead and my aunt maltreated me. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody had cast a spell on you, but that doesn't make you a monster. You are a good man. I have stayed with you. I have learned a lot from you." And Prince Alo was happy, though he refused to tell Ada that he was a prince because he wanted Ada to fall in love with him for who he is and not for who he will become. And finally, he opened up one day, telling Ada about his curse. Ada said, "I don't care whether you are a beast or not. You are the only man that have ever treated me well, and I love you." That night, Prince Alo transformed into a beast, but instead of Ada to run away, she hugged him, and that was when he knew that Ada really loved him for who he is. The next day, he found out that his curse was gradually broken. He got very happy and took Ada home, to the shock of the villagers. They were so happy. His mother ran and hugged him. "My son is back." His two siblings ran to hug him also. "I miss you, the prince." In fact, it was a galore of jubilation and celebration. They were quite surprised to see a beautiful lady with the prince and asked the prince, "Who is this lovely lady?" And the prince replied, "This lady here is called Ada. She is the one that I will make my wife." In fact, word spread across the villages that the Prince Alo has reversed his course and he is now a normal prince. In fact, on their marriage day, it was celebration. So many villagers were in attendance. Even people from neighboring villages were also in attendance. His parents gave them their blessing, and from there henceforth, Prince Alos treated everybody with respect, even his subjects. News got to Ada's aunt that Ada is now a queen. In fact, Ada had married the prince. She was so shocked about the whole thing, but she couldn't go and meet now Princess Ada because she was ashamed of herself. I really treated her badly. I am so ashamed of myself. I can't even go and ask her for help because she might not help me. She summoned the courage and went to the palace where she met Princess Ada. She knelt down and begged her, "Forgive me, my daughter. I may have wronged you. I may have done so many horrible things towards you. I am very sorry." And Ada looked at her and said, "If you didn't treat me badly, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have met the prince and I wouldn't have reversed his course. I have forgiven you." And they hugged each other tightly. The moral of this story is simple. Always be humble and do not pay evil with evil. Pay evil with kindness and the world will become a better place. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please kindly click on the subscribe button and also turn on your post notification so that whenever I upload any new video, you'll be among the first to watch it. Thank you very much for watching and do have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.